Gentlemen over 60, what if I told you that the secret to restoring blood flow, rebuilding strength, and reclaiming your vitality isn't hiding in a pharmacy or locked behind expensive medical procedures, but is sitting right there in your own two hands? I'm talking about a specific massage technique that takes just 2 minutes a day and targets an area of your body that directly controls circulation, hormone production, and performance. And here's what's remarkable. You don't need special equipment, you don't need a prescription, and you don't even need to leave your bedroom. This works. Now, before I show you the exact location and walk you through the precise technique step by step, I need you to do something. Hit that like button right now if maintaining your strength, your confidence, and your masculine vitality after 60 matters to you. Leave a comment below telling me what country or state you're watching from. I love seeing men from all corners of the world supporting each other in this journey. And subscribe to this channel so you never miss crucial information about men's health, energy, and vitality that could change your life. Alright, let's talk about what's really happening in your body after 60 and why this simple massage technique works when so many other things have failed you. Most men believe that after hitting 60 or 65, declining performance is just an unavoidable part of getting older. They think testosterone naturally plummets, blood flow automatically slows down, and intimacy becomes difficult or impossible. So they either resign themselves to the decline, or they reach for medications that only work sometimes and come with side effects that make them feel worse than the original problem. But here's what the research shows and what I've witnessed in clinical practice over and over again. Age itself is not your enemy. The real culprit is something called neurovascular compression combined with muscular atrophy in very specific areas of your body. Over decades of sitting in cars, sitting at desks, sitting on couches, combined with chronic stress and reduced physical activity, the muscles in your lower abdomen, your inner thighs, and especially your inguinal region become simultaneously tight and weak. Think of an old spring that's been compressed for too long. It's stiff and resistant, but it's also lost its ability to bounce back. That's exactly what's happening in the tissues that control your circulation and nerve response. Your blood vessels lose flexibility. The nerves that transmit sensation become dulled by constant pressure. And suddenly, what used to happen automatically and easily now requires conscious effort or doesn't happen at all. But here's the encouraging news that most men never hear. By releasing this chronic tension and stimulating circulation in very specific areas through targeted massage, you can literally reactivate dormant pathways. This isn't wishful thinking. This is based on principles that traditional medicine has recognized for thousands of years and that modern vascular research is finally validating with actual data. Before I show you exactly where to massage and the precise technique that gets results, let me tell you about the 3 critical mistakes that keep men trapped in decline. Mistakes that this 2-minute daily practice directly reverses. For those of you just finding this channel, I'm Dr. Marcus Reynolds, a men's health specialist with over 15 years of clinical experience helping men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s restore vitality, energy, and confidence without relying on medications or invasive procedures. I've personally guided hundreds of men through natural interventions that brought back physical function and emotional confidence they thought were permanently lost. Today I want to share one of the most effective yet completely underutilized techniques available to you. The area I'm going to show you how to massage is called the inguinal crease and lower abdominal region. In some traditional medicine systems, points in this area are referred to as vitality gates or energy centers. Modern anatomy calls them neurovascular bundles where major arteries, veins, and nerve pathways converge before entering the pelvic region. Regardless of what you call it, massaging this area correctly produces measurable results. Now let's talk about the 3 mistakes that are blocking your recovery. Mistakes this massage directly addresses. Mistake number 3, ignoring accumulated tension in your core and groin. Most men have no idea that their lower abdominal muscles, hip flexors, and inner thigh muscles are chronically locked in a contracted state. Years of sitting, holding stress in your belly, poor posture, even unconsciously tensing during stress, all of this creates compression in the exact area where blood flow needs to be optimal. What's the result? The arteries and veins that carry blood to and from your pelvic organs get compressed like a garden hose someone is standing on. Nerve pathways that transmit sensation get dulled by constant pressure. And circulation that should be robust and automatic becomes sluggish and unreliable. This targeted massage releases that deep-seated tension. Imagine finally removing a tight belt you've been wearing for 20 years. Biologically, you're decompressing major blood vessels and freeing up nerve pathways. Physically, you're breaking up adhesions and scar tissue that have built up in the fascia. Emotionally, you're releasing decades of stored stress that your body has been holding. Practically speaking, 2 minutes a day of the right kind of pressure can restore what years of sitting and stress have taken away. Mistake number 2, depending entirely on medications without addressing the underlying cause. Pills can provide temporary assistance in the moment, and I'm not saying they don't have their place. But here's what they don't do. They don't restore elasticity to your blood vessels. They don't rebuild the strength of the smooth muscle in your arterial walls. They don't repair compressed nerves or release chronic muscular tension. That's why many men find that over time, the medications become less effective. You're forcing blood flow through a system that's fundamentally compromised rather than fixing the system itself. This massage technique, on the other hand, addresses root causes. It retrains your vascular system to respond naturally. It rebuilds flexibility in tissues that have become stiff and unresponsive. Think of it as the difference between using a crutch every time you want to walk versus doing physical therapy that rebuilds your leg strength so you can walk on your own. One creates dependency. The other restores natural function. Both have their place, but only one gives you back true independence. Mistake number 1. Accepting the belief that age automatically equals irreversible decline. This is the most damaging mistake of all, and it's the one that keeps men from even trying to improve their situation. I cannot tell you how many men in their mid-60s and 70s have sat in my office and told me they thought they were simply too old, that their body had passed some invisible point of no return. And then, after implementing techniques like this massage combined with basic lifestyle modifications, they experienced improvements within weeks that they'd been told were impossible. Suddenly morning function returned. Energy came back. Confidence in their own bodies was restored. They felt like themselves again. Age is not a death sentence for your masculine vitality. It's a signal that your body needs specific attention and care. Your vascular system can improve at any age if you give it the right stimulation. Your nervous system can regenerate sensitivity. Your hormonal balance can shift positively. None of this is automatic, but all of it is possible when you take deliberate action. Now, if what I'm sharing is resonating with you, if this is making sense and giving you hope, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the upcoming videos where I'll show you additional natural techniques for supporting your vitality, your energy, and your overall men's health. And leave a comment below telling me which of these 3 mistakes describes your situation. I personally read every comment because this isn't just a channel, it's a community of men who refuse to accept decline as inevitable. Alright, now we get to the practical part. I'm going to walk you through the exact technique step by step, but first, let me answer the question I know you're asking. Where exactly do I massage, and how do I know I'm doing it correctly? Step 1. Locate the precise area you'll be massaging. You're targeting the inguinal crease, which is the fold where your lower abdomen meets your inner thigh on both sides. Place your fingers at the point where your thigh connects to your torso, right in that crease. Move your fingers slightly inward toward the center of your body until you feel a slight pulsing. That's your femoral artery, one of the major blood vessels supplying your entire lower body and pelvic region. The area about 2 inches on either side of this pulse point is your primary massage zone. Additionally, you'll massage the lower abdominal area, specifically the region about 2 to 3 inches below your belly button and extending down toward your pubic bone. This area sits directly above your bladder and prostate, and contains nerve clusters that influence pelvic function. Here's how you know you've found the right spots. When you press gently into your inguinal crease, you should feel a mild tenderness or tightness. This tenderness is actually positive confirmation. It indicates accumulated tension that's been building for years. Don't be alarmed if these areas feel more sensitive than you expected. That sensitivity will decrease as you massage consistently and release the chronic compression. Step 2. Position yourself for optimal access and comfort. You have several options depending on what feels most comfortable for your body. You can lie flat on your back on a bed or floor with your knees slightly bent and feet flat. This fully relaxes your abdominal muscles and gives you easy access to both the inguinal creases and lower abdomen. Or you can sit on the edge of a chair or bed with your legs spread slightly apart. This works well for targeting the inguinal creases specifically. Or you can stand with one foot elevated on a stool or chair, which gives excellent access to the inguinal crease on the elevated leg side. Experiment with all 3 positions and find what allows you to reach comfortably without straining your back or shoulders. You're going to be doing this daily, so comfort matters. Step 3. Understand the correct pressure and hand position. Use your fingertips, specifically your index, middle, and ring fingers together. You can use one hand or both hands simultaneously to work both sides at once. The pressure should be firm and deliberate but never painful. Think of pressing into a firm sponge. You want to feel resistance and tissue depth, but you're not forcing anything or causing sharp pain. If you feel sharp pain, you're pressing too hard. Ease up. A good guideline is that the pressure should feel like a deep, satisfying ache, similar to a good stretch, not a stabbing or burning sensation. You'll be applying pressure at 2 depths. For the inguinal crease, you'll press inward and slightly upward toward your hip bone. You're trying to reach the deeper tissues where the blood vessels and nerves run. For the lower abdomen, you'll press straight down, gradually increasing pressure until you feel resistance from your pelvic bone underneath. Step 4. The specific massage techniques that produce results. For the inguinal crease, use small circular motions. 30 seconds of slow circles moving clockwise, then 30 seconds moving counterclockwise. This creates a pumping action that helps move stagnant lymphatic fluid and blood through the area. Or try press and hold. Apply firm pressure for 5 seconds, release completely for 2 seconds, then repeat. Do this for 1 minute on each side. This mimics the natural pulse of blood flow and helps retrain your vessels to expand and contract properly. For the lower abdomen, use gentle downward strokes. Start at your belly button and stroke downward toward your pubic bone, using moderate pressure, 10 to 15 strokes. This follows the natural direction of blood flow toward your pelvic organs. Or try circular kneading. Using your whole hand, make large slow circles over your entire lower abdomen. Apply enough pressure to engage the deeper tissues, not just the surface skin. 2 minutes of this creates internal movement and stimulation. All of these techniques work. The key is not which specific method you choose, but consistency and proper pressure. You're waking up tissues that have been dormant and compressed for years. You're stimulating nerve pathways that have dulled. You're encouraging blood vessels to expand and become more flexible again. Step 5. Enhance your results with therapeutic oils. This step is optional but can significantly amplify your benefits. Castor oil is legendary for its ability to penetrate deep into tissue, reduce inflammation, and improve lymphatic drainage. Warm a small amount between your palms and apply to the massage areas before beginning. Coconut oil is gentle, naturally antimicrobial, and contains compounds that support healthy hormone balance. Or try a blend of olive oil with a few drops of rosemary or peppermint essential oil. These herbs have been shown to improve circulation and have mild testosterone-supporting properties. The warmth of the oil itself improves blood flow to the skin and underlying tissues. Always warm the oil between your hands before applying. Cold oil on sensitive areas is unpleasant and can cause muscles to tense rather than relax, which defeats the purpose. Step 6. Timing and frequency for maximum benefit. Perform this massage once per day, every single day. The best times are first thing in the morning right after waking when your testosterone levels are naturally at their daily peak, and your body is receptive to stimulation, or in the evening before bed to relax your entire pelvic region and improve nighttime and early morning function. Here's what you need to understand about consistency. 2 minutes every day is infinitely more effective than 15 minutes once a week. Your body responds to regular, consistent stimulation. Think of it like watering a plant. A little water every day keeps it thriving. A flood of water once a week just creates problems. Treat this massage like brushing your teeth or taking your vitamins. It's a non-negotiable daily habit that compounds results over time. Before I share a real case study that demonstrates just how powerful this can be, let me give you an honest timeline so you know what to expect and don't give up too soon. During the first 1 to 3 weeks, you'll primarily notice reduced tension in your lower body. Your hips might feel looser. You might find that lower back stiffness you've had for years starts to ease. You may not see dramatic changes in performance yet, but you'll likely notice improvements in how you feel when sitting for long periods, better bladder control, and a general sense of increased circulation in your pelvic area. Your body is adjusting. Your nervous system is beginning to recalibrate. Don't dismiss these early changes as unimportant. They're signs that the technique is working at a deep level. Between weeks 4 and 8, this is when most men report significant functional improvements. Research on vascular rehabilitation shows that approximately 45 to 50% of men experience noticeable enhancement in erectile quality during this window. Things start working more readily. Response times improve. Morning function returns with regularity. There's a renewed sense of confidence that comes not from hoping things will work, but from knowing your body is responding again. By weeks 8 through 12, improvements stabilize and become your new normal. And here's something encouraging that most men don't realize. The benefits can persist for 6 months or longer even after you stop the daily massage, especially if you maintain basic physical activity and pelvic floor awareness. However, most men find the massage so quick and the results so valuable that they simply continue it indefinitely as part of their daily routine. But I want to be very clear. This only produces results if you're consistent. Doing it sporadically when you remember won't create lasting change. Daily practice, even if you occasionally miss a day, will transform your physiology over time. Now I know some of you might feel uncomfortable even watching this video or considering this technique. Maybe you've never touched these areas of your body intentionally. Maybe you're thinking this seems strange or wondering if it's really appropriate. Let me be direct with you. Yes, this is absolutely appropriate. This is not shameful. This is not weird. This is about reclaiming function, maintaining your dignity, and preserving your quality of life. Your body is your body. Taking care of it intelligently is your right and your responsibility. If this information has been valuable to you, if you're seeing a path forward that you didn't see before, show your support. Hit that like button right now so this video reaches more men who are searching for answers. Your engagement directly helps us build this community of men who refuse to accept that decline is inevitable. Let me tell you about Robert, a patient who showed me just how transformative this simple practice can be. Robert was 68 years old, married for 42 years, and when he first came to my office, he looked exhausted and defeated. He told me he and his wife hadn't been intimate in over 3 years. He'd tried medications, but they only worked occasionally and made him feel strange and disconnected from his own body. He felt like he'd failed as a husband and as a man. He told me he'd accepted that this part of his life was simply over. I taught Robert this exact massage, 2 minutes daily, focusing on the inguinal creases and lower abdomen, using warmed castor oil. I also gave him some basic pelvic floor exercises to do, which I'll cover in future videos. For the first 2.5 weeks, Robert reported no changes. He was skeptical and ready to quit. But I encouraged him. Robert, your body is relearning patterns it hasn't used in years. These tissues have been compressed and inactive. Give it time. Keep going. In week 3, something shifted. He woke up one morning with a partial erection, the first he'd experienced in over 18 months. It wasn't complete, but it was undeniable. That small sign gave him hope. By week 6, he was consistently waking with full morning erections. But here's what he didn't expect. His chronic hip pain that he'd blamed on arthritis completely disappeared. His urinary stream, which had become weak and hesitant, returned to normal strength. He had noticeably more energy throughout the day. He told me he felt more like the man he used to be. 3 months later, Robert came back for a follow-up appointment with his wife. They were smiling, holding hands, clearly more connected than I'd seen them before. His wife looked at me and said something I'll never forget. "Doctor, you gave me back the man I married." Robert himself told me, "I didn't just get physical function back. I got my confidence back. I feel alive again. My wife and I are actually excited about our relationship again instead of just going through the motions." That's what this is ultimately about. Not just mechanics or performance, but genuine vitality, authentic connection, and feeling fully alive in your own body at any age. So gentlemen, here's what I need you to take away from this video. 2 minutes a day, targeting specific areas that directly influence your circulation and nerve function. Consistency is everything. Don't compare your timeline to anyone else's. Most men notice real changes between 4 and 10 weeks. Your body will respond in its own time if you remain consistent and patient. This is your personal journey toward reclaiming what you thought was lost. If this video gave you hope or showed you a path you didn't know existed, hit that like button right now so more men can discover this information. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's struggling and doesn't know there are natural options available. And leave a comment below. Are you going to try this tonight? What surprised you most about what you learned today? I personally read every single comment because we're not just building a YouTube channel here. We're building a community of men who support each other and refuse to accept that aging means giving up on vitality. This is Dr. Marcus Reynolds, and I want to leave you with something important. Your body hasn't given up on you. The capacity for restoration and renewal is still there, waiting for the right stimulation and attention. 2 minutes a day, one simple technique, targeting areas your body desperately needs you to address. Everything you thought was permanently lost can come back. Not because of expensive treatments or dependency on medications, but because you decided to take control of your own health and vitality. Start today, right now, tonight before bed or tomorrow morning when you wake up. Your future self, the man who feels strong and confident and alive again, is waiting for you to take this first step.